Welcome to Popcorn Unscripted, the podcast where we dive into movies and TV shows with no scripts, no filters, just real talk and plenty of popcorn. From timeless classics to the newest releases, it's all about real opinions and unfiltered conversation. I'm your host, Bailey, and let's grab some popcorn, sit back, and let the show begin. Welcome! Welcome to Fright Corn Fest! I got Dylan back with me today.
Yellow.
You haven't been here in 10 million years.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
I got focused on a lot of shit.
Yeah. He got off doing his own thing. But he's back!
Yeah.
Yeah. And today is Nightmare on Elm Street.
My favorite slasher movie.
Yes, which is why I have brought you back in general.
So say it's very ironic.
So tonight, we're diving into the film that makes us all afraid to sleep. For most.
Yeah, in my opinion, the more interesting slasher.
The more interesting slasher.
Since walking, tall, brooding, and silence, most common trait for some reason when it comes to slasher.
Well, the Michael Myers was like the.
Well, I'm not talking about just Michael. I'm talking about Jason as well.
Well, Jason too, but
because Scream hadn't came out yet with these guys.
Yeah.
Until Freddy came. Until after Freddy.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think it was Michael Myers, then Jason, then Freddy, and then Scream.
I'm trying
because
to remember
Scream
when
came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it was late 80s actually.
Late 80s, early 90s.
I'm trying to think. Trying to think when Bubba came into play.
Leatherface.
Yeah, Bubba.
Yeah. I'm just saying that for them because some of them might not know.
Oh, sorry. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was 1974.
Oh wow.
To be fair, I think he's one the one really.
The first Halloween came out in the 70s. I bet you that it came out in 74 too.
Halloween was 1978.
Okay, 4 years after Chainsaw Massacre. But then again, Chainsaw Massacre wasn't really a slasher though. Yeah,
that's true. Well, it kind of depends.
Because it depends on how you look at it, but anyway.
Because 1980 was Friday 13th with Jason.
Yeah.
Freddy was
84.
Yeah.
84. So yeah, it's Michael, then Jason, then Freddy. And then Scream.
That does sound right, because
yeah.
I think Freddy's more interesting to me because of the fact that he differs from all the others. He's not tall, which, even though Wes Craven did want a tall guy for his for Freddy, but Robert Englund took the spotlight from it, and he did a really dang good job with it.
He did.
And he also gave Freddy a personality that was very uncommon, too. The fact that he can actually speak, unlike all the others.
That's very true. At first, Freddy didn't really talk.
Oh,
it wasn't until like later into the movie where he actually started communicating.
Not really.
The very first of the movie, he didn't really talk to, who was it? Tina. Yeah.
Yeah, when he
was just kind of like,
Yeah, it did take him a little bit to speak in there, but I think he's one of the first slashers to really actually have a voice, really, instead of just making, like, grunts. And then, of course, well, aside from Leatherface, that's making, like, cheerful grunts.
Yeah.
When he's swinging his chainsaw around and everything. So it's like, he's more unique in my opinion because of the fact that he actually has personality, unlike the other slashers, and actually, like, taunts his victims.
But with Freddy being Freddy, like, he has more opportunity to be expressive. Whereas with Michael and Jason, they're just bricks.
Yeah. Especially seeing the fact that he's in a completely different realm compared to the others as well.
Well, I would say Jason can go between the realms. Michael, not so much. But Michael, no. He's more in the physical.
Well, I mean, with
But
the fact that Frey's able to change his appearance entirely from going like from
well,
the
that's
short
only
guy
in that's only in the dream world, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like he prioritized in the dream world
because you could see that
different
example
plane.
when he makes his arms really long for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Like
'Cause-
there's not like his arms are just long for no reason in that part.
yeah, it's a little weird.
It's just like why are your arms long, dude? That's what I would have been like. I would have stood there. I would have looked at him. I'd be like, why?
There
Why
when
are
he
you
chased
stretching-
after Tina.
Yeah, I'm just like, why are you stretching your arms out?
I think
Like,
it's
what's the point?
I think it's his way of asserting dominance in a way.
Maybe?
Because of the fact that it's like saying you can run, but at the same time I can still catch you regardless.
Yeah. I still don't get it. But
See the fact that he does in the dream world, he has the most power because he's able to change the entire world to his will.
mm-hmm. But that's the scary part about Freddy Krueger, though, is that, especially in the dream world, because in the dream world, that's where he's most powerful.
Mm.
He's
And
in the dream world.
and he does such a great job, you can't tell a difference.
Yeah. Like, you can't tell the difference. Like, but I like how he's able to transition them from where they are, like, in the physical, like, where they are, and, like, easily manipulate them to go through a door, and then all of a sudden they're in, like, the, whatever that's called.
The boiler room.
Boiler room, yeah.
Yeah, I
in
agree.
Like a boiler room area, yeah.
In my opinion, it makes him so unique with what he's able to do, and also how it makes him also more creative with what his power is.
Mm-hmm.
Grant, we also don't know what Michael and Jason's powers really are. We know.
See, with Michael Myers, and I expressed this in the last episode, with Michael Myers, there's so many timelines. Because you have the main timeline where it's 1, 2, skip 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that's the Thorn timeline where he is possessed by something, and it's about the cultists that are in Haddonfield. And
Okay.
he was the child that ended up being cursed.
Gotcha.
With the curse of Thorn. And so it would continue on with his... And that's where people get where him and Laurie are related. But... Yeah, him and Laurie are related in that timeline. And then you have the H2O timeline, where that's 20 years after the events of the first movie.
Okay.
And then you have the newest timeline, which is 2018, kills and ends. This timeline, however, is very interesting because him and Laurie are not related in that timeline. Blumhouse completely eradicated that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's
and
40
it a little
years.
confused me.
It's 40 years after the events of the first film, because in the first film, there's nothing indicating that they were related whatsoever.
Okay.
Like Laurie was just a random victim, just like her friends were. She was just a random victim. Like there was no relation to them whatsoever in the first movie.
I wonder why it was then established in later movies that they were related then.
Lord knows. But
Probably just the fact
anyway.
that they may share last names.
They don't.
They don't even do that?
No, Laurie Strode.
Oh, that's right.
But in the original timeline, they made it to where she is his adopted sister. And then in the H2O timeline, they made it where they're blood siblings. And then in the H40 timeline, which is the newest timeline, the Blumhouse one, they're not related at all.
Okay.
Yeah, the continuities are so weird.
Okay.
The
Gotcha.
continuities are weird. Because it's, for the H2O timeline, it's the first film, from the 78 film, and then H2O, and then Halloween Resurrection.
Okay.
That's that whole timeline. Yeah, I know. We got off topic, but
To be fair,
I'm more
it's,
passionate about Michael Myers than I am about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's understandable. Because, heck, you've barely even seen Nightmare on Elm Street to begin with, though.
I've only ever seen this first movie and the remake.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the remake, though.
Or the second film.
Or the second film. I haven't even watched the second film.
Probably a good
I've only
thing.
watched this first one and the remake, and that's it.
The second one, honestly, I don't think a lot of people liked, honestly. Even back then, it was not well received, so that's when they made the third film that kind of picked back up.
Right.
With third one being Dream Warriors.
Right.
So it kind of like, even the franchise, I think, is basically saying we buried the second one. But then it's mentioned in Freddy versus Jason with a split-second scene of him walking out of the guy in the second film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, so this is canon entirely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't talk about the film.
Right. Yeah.
It's just one of the
strange.
things.
Okay, so we're going to get into our first impressions. Even though we've both watched the movie a handful of times. But when did you first see Nightmare on Elm Street?
See, this one's kind of a tricky one because I didn't see Nightmare on Elm Street until later on in life. Mm-hmm. The first time I ever started watching horror movies, kind of like sneakily, was Friday the 13th, the original. And I loved Jason at the time with it being my favorite slasher. Because I didn't know about Freddy, period. I'd never heard of him. And I've only heard of Jason and Michael. Those are the only two I've ever known when growing up. So later on, I then get, for almost near Halloween, I think I was 12 or 13, one or the other. I had randomly was going on the Star Channel because a lot of movies would come in there for Halloween related. That one particular day, that's when Freddy versus Jason came on. And that's how I got introduced to Freddy Krueger and the concept of him. So after that, it took me a while before I actually watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street because you couldn't really watch it anywhere.
Yeah.
And of course, there was no streaming services really prominent at the time when I was a kid.
Aside from Netflix.
Yeah, aside from Netflix, Redbox, and Blockbuster had already shut down years prior, so I couldn't go to them. So it took me until I think we had watching Saw one day while I think I was 17. That's when I got introduced to Nightmare on Elm Street for the first time and watched that because it just randomly came on after a Saw movie. I think it was Saw 5 that came on and then immediately followed by Nightmare on Elm Street. And I watched it for the first time. And I instantly fell in love with it because of the neat concept of a killer that haunts you when you're most vulnerable, when you're sleeping. And uses what everyone thinks that is their most greatest thing when it comes to sleeping with the dreams. Thinking, oh, I have complete control over this. So what happens if the killer is using that same very thing to manipulate it into his version against you? And that made me enjoy the concept of how Freddy operates and everything. Because I'd never seen something like that. I've only been so used to the way I keep saying Freddy when I mean Jason. Yeah. When Jason goes to kill, he's just really like slowly walking towards you, really, while the camp counselors are always freaking out, doing the dumbest mistakes possible. I always gripe about these old films because of how stupid some of the characters are.
It's old films, so I mean.
Well, even nowadays, even with the newer horror films, the key people in them are always the most stupidest people every single time. Let's split up. Are you asking to see Jesus? That's the worst thing to do. Go Scooby-Doo over here. But it's like
Isn't there a movie where somebody actually points that out?
No, there's a TikTok of that.
Or is it a TikTok?
It's a TikTok where a dude, he was, they were having a blonde girl act and everything like these horror characters or horror victims, and they're always like, "Are you crazy? We don't need to split." She blows like a shotgun shell into like the killer's. I got hiccups. Killer's face and everything. We need to hide. No, you need to shoot him again. No, but he won't stay down. I already shot him once. Well, then shoot him again. It's a double barrel. It's like, it perfectly represents all horror film characters so perfectly. It's like, why are y'all so stupid? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's going off of this thing that you're not always thinking logical when it comes to these horror films.
Well, fear
when you're in those situations.
When you're driven by fear,
you're gonna make the dumbest outcomes.
You're gonna make the dumbest mistakes. Yeah, when
even
you're driven by
fear. It seems logical not to.
Yeah. But I don't think I've watched any horror movies until I met you. Well, I can't say that because I have watched like the Leprechaun movies. I've watched Children of the Corn. I like Jeepers Creepers, and what was another series that I liked? There was another series that I liked too, but I can't think of it at the moment. But
I'm trying to think of it too.
But I didn't watch these slasher films until I had met you, and you were the one that introduced me to Nightmare on Elm Street and Jason and Michael. You're the one that kind of got me into it a few years ago. So
mainly because I grew up with these characters, but not Freddy. He was the odd liar. Is the fact that I never grew up with him until I was 17, so I never got a full like introduction to his own movies aside from that Freddy versus Jason when I was 13.
Right.
So that was kind of a good breakthrough, I guess, in a way, because I'm seeing how he operates along with seeing a character I already know how he works and everything.
Yeah.
So it made it interesting, though. They could tone it down with the whole throwing and going miles across the screen and all that crap, and the Freddy versus Jason.
It's fine.
Because they did that way too many times, and I think rewatching it nowadays, it makes me annoyed how many times they did it. Because they do it like, I think I counted 20 times.
But I enjoy Freddy versus Jason though.
Oh yeah, I
enjoy it so much.
I do love the fact that you got the reaction of me seeing, growing up with one version, and then when I showed it to you, McKenna, then also, and it's like, wait a minute. This was not in there. Because apparently this is the uncensored version that I'd never seen.
Uh-huh. The one you have on DVD.
Yeah, I showed you the one on Max.
Oh, that's right.
I'd only watched the one that was on TV on Stars.
Yeah.
So I'd never seen the other version. So that was the first time
the first time you had seen that uncut from TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the TV cut. I've never seen the uncut version that was on Max.
Yeah, the full version of it.
Yeah, that didn't have like some scenes cut out from gore and stuff like that. Or the sexual stuff that was mainly notorious toward these old slasher films. There's always a sexual thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every single time. It's always happening.
Every time.
Then again, it's also the second most vulnerable place.
It is. It is. Your dreams.
And the bedroom.
Well, I kind of think I already know the answer to this question.
Probably.
Did it scare you then? And does it still hold up now?
I will say when I was 13, the concept of Freddy did scare the crap out of me.
I heard that.
Yeah, I stopped myself. I try to prevent you from censoring too much.
Anyway.
It's been a bit since I've been on here, so I gotta remember.
You gotta reel it back in. Anyway.
But when I was 13, the concept of Freddy did scare me a lot as a kid because that was the first time I'd ever seen this type of horror character before.
Right.
So the concept of him, my brain at the time couldn't realize, oh, this is just fake and everything. It could do that for Jason, but not Freddy. I think it's because of the fact that fact that he's a dream demon.
Yeah.
So my brain had trouble registering.
If I go to sleep, he might show up in my dreams.
Yeah.
Like.
But I got over that once I turned 16. Grant, I've watched this film countless times when I was 16.
I can watch any of these movies and just fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like.
But when I got turned 16 and everything, I've watched this film probably 20 times.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't watch it on Stars anymore because the fact that didn't really care for the
You don't
movies
watch
on there.
cable TV that much anymore.
Well, ever since moving to like Redbox and stuff, I also moved to watching mainly YouTube.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that I got tired of watching the same things over and over, even though I'll do the same thing with YouTube regardless.
Yeah, you watch the same videos over and over and over.
Well, to be fair, it's because of the laughs, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Because especially with the movies and stuff, you already know what's going to happen and everything, even with the videos. But it's more so the fact that you hear people like reacting to someone watching the thing. That's what I get the most enjoyment out of now, is watching people react to the first time, like these certain YouTubers, like watching Smitty for the first time, watching McNasty the first time and stuff. It makes me laugh so hard watching people hear these their jokes and everything. It's like, they can say this? Especially when it comes to
They're
McNasty.
allowed?
Especially with McNasty and stuff.
On
because
YouTube?
Because I think it's because with Grizzy and stuff, they teeter really on that line of, is this racism? They teeter it so hard.
That's
and
true.
it just kills me every single time with how funny it is.
Alright. So, did anything stand out to you when you rewatched the movie this time? Or did you even pay attention?
Honestly, when I rewatch it, I've noticed so many different things. I mainly just notice like small things with like, ooh, I like that piece of tech that he's using right there or something like that. I really already noticed all the little small details, like which has already been pointed out by multiple times by other people, like the end of the movie replacing Nancy's mom with a blow up doll while they pull it in, while he pulls her into the window.
Because that was too easy.
Even though the funny thing is, Wes Craven, he doesn't even appreciate that.
Really?
He does not like the fact that it ended that way.
That's hilarious.
That is the one thing he hates about the first film. But then again, he's done multiple different ideas with the franchise, so he really had a lot of stuff to change that he wanted to.
Yeah.
They did set up for a second film, but at the same time, they didn't know at the time it was going to go that way.
Yeah.
Because this was kind of New Line Cinema's like first ever slasher film.
Yeah.
So they had to really hit this one.
Yeah, and then I had noticed the guy with the flame retardant suit when Nancy had set Freddy on fire in the basement. Mm-hmm. It was pretty obvious that it was another guy in a bodysuit because, and I also looked at it, and he was wearing a mask of Freddy's face too. Like I noticed it was a mask that he was wearing because he didn't have the hat on or anything because she had took his hat, and so that there was that too.
To be fair, they did a really good job with the makeup, honestly, when it came to Freddy.
Oh yeah, they really did.
They did a really good job, and it just kept getting better with every film, honestly, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because it made it more detailed, but after, I think it was the fourth film, it started deteriorating, in my opinion, and started going for kind of a cartoony one. Because look at Freddy's Dead. That one...
Didn't Freddy get a cartoon, though?
No. He
Where
actually
am I
did not.
getting that from?
He may have, but it probably did not like have him.
Probably
actually
didn't last long. I'm pretty sure he did. I thought he did. I thought he did have a cartoon. For some whatever reason.
He probably did, but just didn't have him actually in it.
Yeah.
Because I know there was. Yeah, no, it's just pulling up. Just the Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Nightmares. That's the funny thing. It has him in it. It has the name Freddy's Nightmares, but he's not actually in it. He'll do like small cameos and stuff in that one.
Yeah. It's like the third movie of Halloween being, what is it called? Some Season of the Witch. And it has nothing to do with Michael Myers, but yet it's Halloween.
Oh, never mind. He actually is in it.
But anyway.
I haven't seen Frey's or Frey's Nightmares really, so that's the first I've seen it. I was just say I don't think he had them one for cartoons at all, because I don't really know how you really turn that cartoony.
I don't know. I might be thinking of something else.
I
don't know.
You might be thinking of a different franchise, honestly.
Maybe. I might have Tales from the Crypt on the brain.
That might be it.
I don't know. But anyway, we're going to break down the story. So with Act 1, we have Tina's dream and then her shocking death.
Mm-hmm.
Did this set the tone perfectly, though?
I think so. Especially the fact that we see it from Glenn's perspective.
Not Glenn. It's the bad boy dude.
Johnny Depp. God, I'm trying to remember his name. It always slips me.
Glenn is Johnny Depp, isn't it? That's the guy that helps Nancy. Glenn's the guy that helps Nancy.
Yeah. Glenn's the one that helps Nancy. My bad. I always could draw a blank on the guy who plays as Tina's boyfriend.
Yeah, I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
I don't know why. It's always him that I can never remember the name to. I remember Tina, Nancy, Glenn. I can never remember him.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it was all it sets the stage really when you see it. You see the dream perspective, what Tina is seeing, but then you also see from his perspective of what's happening with her body just being flown around the room and everything.
See, that just makes me wonder, like, where is Freddy placed? Like, if she's being thrown all around the room, like, where is he? Is he just, like, there, like, with her? Or does he, like, you know, it just makes you wonder what he's doing in that scene when you can't see him.
Throwing her like a rag doll.
Well, yeah, but I'm just like, but how is he throwing her like a rag doll?
Honestly, there's no telling. That's probably one we only see from his perspective and not Tina's.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the coolest thing ever. The fact that it's a spinning room that they use for that.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that they used a spinning room to basically do that kill, and I thought it was the coolest thing. The fact that they were able to
some
do
of the
something
stuff
like that.
that they did for this movie is nuts.
Well, they did not want to do any CGI really. They want to do all practical.
Yeah.
And granted, it makes it more expensive budget-wise, but at the same time, it makes it look so
a better
fantastic.
Effect. You get a better effect.
Like, for example, later on, in that same scene when he goes to go after Nancy, and he presses his face through the wallpaper and stuff, that's all practical. That's not CGI.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I noticed that. I was like, that looks so real and goofy.
I think the CGI really was mainly just for, like small stuff, like him walking through the cell doors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The cell door and other stuff like simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where they could find ways, they couldn't find ways around not CGIing that.
Mm-hmm. But what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say?
How he's flinging her around?
No. I don't remember what it was. I done lost it. But then in Act 2, we have Nancy's growing paranoia and her investigations into it. How well is the tension built?
I think it does a good job, especially seeing the fact that he's switching victims at this point.
Which, he's killed Tina by this point.
Yeah.
And then now he's went after her boyfriend in the cell.
Mm.
Which, I think was interesting how that happened, how he ended up hanging him, though.
Oh, yeah. I think it was very interesting, though I do criticize it because of how quick it was. He would still be alive regardless.
Yes,
it wasn't long enough.
I genuinely think he would have lived without that little bit. Like, they got him down in time.
Oh, yeah, they have plenty of
time. But
time.
they didn't even try to revive him at all.
Yeah, they didn't CPR
They didn't even try. Like, they're just like, oh, he's dead. Well, we tried, guys.
Too bad.
Too bad. So sad, you know. Oops.
I'm trying to remember, did they even have a funeral for him?
Yes.
Okay.
They ended up having a funeral after that.
I was just say, I was trying to think.
They didn't have we didn't see the funeral for Tina. We didn't see a funeral for Tina, but we saw the funeral for him.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, then again, I think it's because of the way her... Well, never mind. That wouldn't make sense.
No, she still had a body.
No, it's probably because of how bad her body was kind of like thrown around the room and then it slashed down the slash down her chest.
Mm-hmm.
They probably didn't want to like show that, but at the same time, we still would have seen the
like
casket
the
being lowered. And everything.
We still would have seen that part like we did for him.
Yeah, we didn't see that. And then later she comes in, she's staying in the hallway of the school in a body bag.
Yeah.
Where's the funeral?
Yeah, where's the funeral, you know?
But then again, they probably did. Then again, they're probably going off the way of doing this, that this is probably the next day.
Yeah, maybe.
And that Nancy's trying to get old.
Yeah, but all of this happens over the course of several days.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the fact that it's too early. They're probably doing the
but at
a later date.
By the time he gets buried, like, she should have been buried too by that point.
Yeah. Unless they probably just buried her off screen.
Maybe. They probably did.
Or
had a funeral for her off screen, yeah.
Oh, I got it. They probably did her first and then did the guys.
Yeah.
They just did it at the exact same time, but they had already buried Tina, and they weren't just going to show that scene again.
Yeah.
So they were only going to do that guy.
Yeah. That would make sense. I'm
assuming, because it's a very short window that this movie takes place in.
Yeah, it really is a very short window.
It's like, what, 4
It does
days?
happen fairly quick.
I think
Everything
it's like
happens
4
fairly
days.
Quick. It's like one person dies each day.
Or
each night.
Not to mention, we see Tina's first dream when the movie first starts, and then immediately the next day is when she dies at night, and then we switch over to Nancy, and we see at least 3 days with her. So this movie's a total of 4 days.
Right.
So it's a very short window, really, compared to like, well, no, Nightmare or not Nightmare, Friday the 13th is spanned across 2 days.
No, it's spanned off more days than that.
I feel like it's shorter.
I feel like it's a span of a week.
Okay. I was thinking more so the fact that when everyone like starts dying and everything, and that's when that
window... it starts off slow.
Yeah, it starts off very slow.
The Friday the 13th does start pretty slow.
Because I remember it starting off with two camp counselors being killed in the top of a barn.
But you're also, that's like
the very beginning.
That's the very beginning, yeah.
And then we go across for like, what, 2 days with getting to know all the camp counselors that are going to be there?
No, this is like time later.
Okay.
After that point. Because that was the year that Jason had drowned.
Yeah.
Because he ended up finding them messing around in the top of the barn.
I think so. Or we saw like the mother.
Or the mother.
I think from timeline wise, it's the mother doing all the killing in the first film.
Yeah.
And then the second film, that's when it's only Jason going and killing because he saw his mother be decapitated.
Yeah. Because he was still in the water.
Yeah. So that's where it's kind of iffy timeline-wise, especially with the fact that the whole ending with young Jason pulling her into the water and then it being a dream. That part specifically. But then Jason comes to kill her in the second film at the very beginning.
Yeah. So his timeline's a bit confusing.
It's a little.
I digress.
Especially with how many times he's been brought back.
And then I want to talk about Glenn's death. He was literally put into a blender.
I still think that's the coolest one.
It is.
The fact that it's a freaking geyser.
Yeah. And it's the fact that it's not dream world either. Like, the mother comes in and sees it happening in front of her.
Yeah, we're basically seeing how that guy saw Tina's death from her perspective with that one.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because whatever Freddy does to you in the dream world, that's what happens to you in the real world. Which makes me wonder, what did he do in the dream world with that one?
I think they put him in some kind of, like, what is, like, a big industrial blender?
Oh, like those ones, like, bakeries and stuff?
Maybe? Yeah. Or, like, one of those, like, grinders?
Oh, yeah. That
like
would
a big
do it.
industrial grinder or something?
That would actually do it right there.
No,
he gets creative.
He would...
Oh, no.
It would be like Agent Whiskey in Golden
Turn the
Circle.
freaking beef patties.
That's just what I thought of. But anyway, so now getting into Act 3, which is the big fight between Nancy versus Freddy.
Yay!
There's traps, fire, and that ambiguous ending. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about how Nancy went about fighting Freddy?
I mean, I give her props, especially with the way her traps work.
Uh-huh.
That is probably the funniest traps I've ever seen.
I love the sledgehammer.
The sledgehammer
Like,
to the gut got me. The sledgehammer to the gut is the funniest one to me because it's like Freddy, he's not used to
He's just like, oof.
He's never taken damage like this before.
Uh-huh.
So
This is all
him
new
being
to him.
pulled into the real world and then actually experiencing pain for the first time in years, it's the funniest thing ever, especially the fact that he tanks a freaking sledgehammer to the gut.
And survives, apparently, being set on fire for a second time.
I mean, it makes sense. He's
I
already
mean-
used to the pain.
Yeah. So, it's like...
The freaking shotgun light bulb.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I don't understand that one. Like, what was the point in that one?
I just like how he keeps chasing after her and he's like fumbling and tripping over stuff. And he's just like, oh! Oh!
Well, it's like, you gotta admit, though, it's the funniest thing watching someone who's, like, made out to be this most impervious person that can never be injured or anything, and him finally being injured, and it's like, what the heck are you doing? He's, like, tripping over the dumbest things. Put me back into
hell. Like, put me back into hell. I want to go back.
Yeah, he's tripping. He loses his balance easily. It's like, you can tell he is not used to the real world anymore. He's only used to what he's been stuck in for the last probably decade.
Yeah.
So it's the funniest thing ever to me. And the ending, they could have done a little bit better, but at the same time,
I didn't really understand it. Since I actually paid attention to it, I didn't understand it. So, like, did Nancy die?
No, she didn't die,
Because how, like... Because it's like because she's in her mother's bedroom. Freddy comes after her, he disappears. So that makes me wonder if Freddy actually killed her before she walked through the door.
No.
Because she's with her mother, who's dead. And then she goes and gets in the car with her 3 friends who are also dead. And everything's sunshines and rainbows. And the car turned into a sweater.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that a dream or is this real?
I would say it's a dream because we also have to take in... The reason why I say she's still stuck in the dream world is because of one reason. The fact that you already saw her drinking a lot of coffee and stuff earlier before going in to face Freddy.
Yeah.
And everything. So her brain is not able to stay fully awake. So now that she's had the adrenaline rush wear off, the way I interpret it is when she got rid of Freddy, essentially got rid of him, quote unquote.
Yeah.
When she opened the door, what I registered that as is her body, the adrenaline wore off, and she conked back out.
Like she passed out from it?
Because you gotta think of how long she's been going out without sleeping, and the fact that micro sleeps exist.
That makes me wonder if she died from lack of sleep.
No, because she comes back in the 3rd film.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then.
She's the prominent character until I think she actually dies in I think the fourth film, actually.
Huh.
So
Okay.
she's still around. That's why I interpret it as her like passing out because
Her just like, yeah.
because in the third film she's taking a prescription that actually helps her sleep, but doesn't have dream. Yeah.
Which is what she was trying to get the doctors to prescribe her in this first movie.
Yeah, and she's now taking that in the third film. So that's why I'm interpret as that she passed out when she opened the door because the adrenaline crashed.
Yeah.
So once she got rid of Freddy and everything, that's when her brain finally decided, okay, we're safe
We
now.
can relax.
We can relax.
Yeah.
And that's when her body just gave out.
Yeah.
So that's her screaming and stuff in the car. That's her realizing she had fallen asleep and is trying to wake back up.
So remind me the connection between Freddy and her mother.
Her mother is the one that had her mother and father are the ones that had actually thrown the first Molotov through the window.
Okay.
So technically they're the ones that did the first kill on
because
him.
I thought he just went after her out of spite, which that's probably part of it too, but
also I think it's because they're the last kids on the street of the parents that killed him. So because he's been going through and doing this the entire time, going after the kids of the parents that killed him.
Yeah.
Nancy's the last one. Or Nancy, Glenn, Tina, and the other guy. They're all the last ones on the street to go after. And everything. So that's why he's going after them. So, and because Nancy's mom, she has the boiler from after killing him and burning him. She has the boiler along with his glove. So I think it holds a special amount of spite against Nancy's family in particular.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
I think also because her dad's the one that also helped arrest Freddy when he was still alive. But because of that search warrant being signed in the wrong spot, he was able to be let free. So they held the most resentment against him. So they are the ones that started the lynch to kill him. To go and finally end it. Because it is shown in Freddy vs. Jason that he did not even know that the crowd was even going to kill him. He didn't even know. And it's shown a little bit in Freddy's Dead, along with giving a backstory of that fact, the reason why he's a dream demon, the fact that he made a deal with some type of demon. Demons.
He had to have done something in order to be able to do what he does.
It's Freddy's Dead's a little weird. Very, very weird. Because it actually shows the moments when he's about to die and everything. And him making the deal with 3 demons to make him become the dream demon.
Yeah.
And then he burns.
Yeah.
There's also his daughter and everything also killing him and everything. Yes, Freddy does have a daughter. And she also holds resentment against him.
Well, I don't blame her. I would too.
But yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay.
It's a little weird of a timeline.
Yeah, a little weird. I mean, not as weird as Michael's timeline, but I digress.
I mean, to be fair, we do see Freddy's Dead kind of does a lot of explaining, honestly, with backstory when it comes to Freddy. I just wish it was done later on in the story and not at the very end of the entire franchise.
Yeah.
Because it was the third film, the fact that we found out that Freddy is born because of his mother being beat by 100 prisoners. And that's why he's also called the son of 100 prisoners. So that's the whole reason why he's born. But we also found out in Freddy's Dead that his father was abusive, and to a point where Freddy actually started getting a bit of a masochist kink. He enjoys pain.
That makes sense.
And it's because of his father.
Yep, that makes sense.
So that also explains why he is torturous towards his victims, is because his father basically tortured him.
So that's why he plays with his food. Gotcha.
Yep. Freddy's Dead actually does help explain a lot about his character and everything. It's just that I hate the fact that it's in the worst film of the franchise, with him being the most cartoony. I mean, the fact that we have literally Freddy playing with a NES Power Glove, sucking a kid into the NES game, fighting a giant freaking robot and also a Terminator Freddy. This is not a joke. Freddy's Dead is a very weird thing, but it does give a good line that everywhere there's an Elm Street, meaning that he can get you even if you don't live on Elm Street.
Oh yeah.
So it does a good line delivery. I just don't like the fact that it happened in this film.
Yeah. So, which dream sequence was the most creative or frightening?
See, it's a hard one to say, really, because I think most of the creativity really came from when he was just messing with Tina and Nancy.
Yeah. Mainly Nancy,
yeah. Like him pretending to be a hall monitor.
Oh, yeah.
And then also leading her into, leaves and stuff in a hallway and then into the boiler room.
Mm-hmm.
Along with going from the jail cell to all of a sudden appearing right in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
She's very creative and stuff. It's just I wish there was more. There was a little bit more done with the creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't really see a lot, especially with the.
Not in this first movie. You don't see a whole lot of creativity with him in this first movie.
Well, heck, he has the lowest kill count in the first movie of all horror films.
He only has
4.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, okay, 3. Well,
no, it is 4 if you count her mother.
Yeah, count her mother is 4.
Yeah, that's 4. I was just thinking of the kids.
He has the lowest slasher film characters and kills when it comes to her first movie. Heck, Jason had a higher kill count than that.
Oh yeah,
and it was his mother, not even him.
Actually, no. I genuinely think it was him at first, and then his mother came to the campgrounds.
It's a little weird
because I think this is getting off topic, but I think she sent him to take care of those camp counselors, and when I don't know what prompted her to probably go to the campground herself.
Probably the fact that one was getting away.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it doesn't make it
doesn't make sense.
The reason why I say
the first one didn't really make sense.
The reason why I say the first film wasn't Jason is because she even admits to killing the counselors.
But then again, if you think about it too, she talks with 2 voices.
I've actually never noticed that.
Yeah,
because I need to rewatch it.
Because she not only talks with her voice, but she also talks with Jason's kid voice. Like, kill them, mommy. Kill them all.
I didn't notice that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end. Yeah. It's like, kill her, mommy. Kill her.
Yeah, okay. I think I remember, a little bit of that, but at the same time, it doesn't sound very familiar to me.
You'll have to rewatch it. Because...
Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch it now, because I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I only remember her, saying she was justified in doing that, basically, because of the counselors killing her son.
Well, yeah, I remember that, too, but he is speaking through her in the movie. But anyway, I digress. We get off topic. But anyway.
Hey, it's fitting.
Yeah, it is.
Because I did bring it up since the fact that he does have the lowest kill count compared to all the slashers.
That's true. Yeah.
Heck, I just didn't realize that even Scream had a higher kill count than him in the first film.
I've never watched any of the Scream movies, so.
Such good films. I love the fact that she pushes a freaking piano down the stairs at him and hits a grandma. That's the funniest thing.
I think I've seen that before, but I haven't watched any of the movies.
I just love the fact that that's not a parody. That's the actual film.
Yeah.
That's what kills me the most.
That's what makes Scream so goofy, though. Because, like, anybody could be Ghostface.
I mean, to be fair,
like the character Ghostface, you could be anybody could be Ghostface.
I mean, it makes sense because this is the same people who made Freddy.
Right.
Since it is the same person who even described it, Wes Craven, behind both of them.
Uh-huh.
So it makes sense. Not to mention, it makes it more unique.
Yeah. So getting into characters and performances. So I'm gonna butcher her last name. Heather Langenkamp. Langenkamp?
I think so.
Langenkamp?
Ain't that Nancy?
As Nancy. Do you think she is one of horror's greatest final girls, as this puts it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think she is because this is her main role. Because after this, she became very popular wise, and when it came to horror acting and stuff.
Okay, let me put it this way: her compared to Laurie Strode.
You gotta think it's been a while since I've watched the original Halloween.
Well, just Laurie Strode's character in general.
Honestly, I go.
Laurie's a badass.
I will go with Nancy more so than Laurie. Honestly, in my opinion.
She's a badass, though.
To be fair, I give Nancy props also because she does basically go head first into every single dangerous thing in this film.
Well, yeah, because she's trying to prevent him from killing anybody else, but obviously that doesn't help her very much.
Honestly, maybe Nancy's supposed to be their take on Laurie.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why the fact that she basically goes head first into all the danger, basically, every single time.
Well, she kind of has to, because if not, then she's gonna die. It's like
Well, I'm talking about she's willingly doing it.
Well, yeah. But then again, with Laurie, she wasn't willing to die either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, actually actively going after Freddy in the dream world and then having Glenn, wake her up and everything.
Like, she had to.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really think about their circumstances, Laurie was being chased by a maniac killer with a knife.
Mm.
Whereas Nancy was being triggered by a dream demon.
Mm.
Like, completely different circumstances.
Yeah, especially since you can't really do much with the Freddy one because you gotta sleep eventually until your brain just gives out on you and you basically die from lack of sleep, period.
And she had stayed awake all those days, too.
Mm-hmm.
By drinking coffee.
And I'm trying to think because the fact that Freddy is based on a real life thing is what it makes it even better for me.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there was a bunch of Vietnam soldiers that were staying awake for long periods of time because of a monster they were seeing in their dreams.
Right.
And then when they just start screaming, and then they're dead next time they're seen. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason. That was the reason why he's done the way he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that you're gonna laugh your butt off at this. You want to know the reason behind Freddy's name and everything?
Mm.
Did you know Freddy Krueger is also the name of Wes Craven's bully in high school?
That's funny. That's ironic.
Yeah.
But funny.
He was named after a bully that Wes Craven was dealing with in school.
That's hilarious.
And not to mention, he was also... His original interpretation was based off of a creepy neighbor in the neighborhood.
I could say that.
So it was based off of real-life things entirely of Freddy Krueger. It's just that his name contributed to really the bully. So imagine the bully's perspective that his name is the same as the most prominent horror icon in history.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, we have the amazing Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. So why does he work as a villain beyond just the glove?
I mean, let's face it, Freddy, beyond just the glove, in what way are you talking about?
Like, how does he work? Like, how do I put this? It's like, why does he work aside from who Freddy is? It's like, how well did he perform?
How only Robert can be this character,
Yeah.
no one else.
Yeah.
I think it's honestly the way his interpretation of Freddy was, because I already mentioned earlier that Wes Craven wanted this to be basically your generic way of serial killer, tall, brooding, and everything, just with the dream perspective on him.
Uh-huh.
Robert is the one that changed it up a little bit and made it a character the way he is. And I think you can't beat his performance as this killer character because of the way his line delivery, his jokes, and not to mention the almost sadistic joy he gives Freddy when messing with his victims and everything.
Uh-huh.
Even you can even see in the reboot, because as much as the reboot is hated on, he at least tries to do something different with Freddy and doesn't try to imitate Robert, because you can't replace that man as Freddy because of the way he gave life to Freddy in a way that you can't compete nor imitate.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And that's why
he just does such an amazing job.
I just love his line deliveries. That's what gets me the most, is the way he delivers his lines and everything.
That makes me wonder if some of this was improv by him.
Oh, I'm 100% sure. Because no one, after watching some other films from Robert, he's very good at improv.
Uh-huh.
So he's able to come up with stuff on the spot that he would think fits perfectly.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's just the way he delivers it that makes it sound like it's part of the script when it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, since we keep mentioning it, let's take Freddy vs. Jason, for example. Since this is his last ever outing as the man.
Uh-huh.
A man behind the glove. He did such a great way of making this Freddy more bitter and resented towards the people forgetting about him.
Uh-huh.
And not to mention how he gave Freddy so much joy when people started remembering him, and he was able to actually harm the kids of Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
When he has gone so long without being able to be seen or cause any issues to them.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing him actually gives the character so much joy, and then get extremely pissed off when Jason takes the kill from him on that girl in the cornfield.
Right.
You can see how much emotion he puts behind that character with the way he every single emotional delivery and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, this man does the funniest faces with this character.
He does. I agree with that. He does.
Freddy's Dead is a prime example, because the whole sliding on the power glove for the NES with a whole almost like he's sucking in the top and bottom lip and everything with the almost like the beluga cat look.
Uh-huh.
He does that look exactly, and it's the funniest thing when it's Freddy's face. That's why I think after a little bit, the Nightmare on Elm Street's come more of a comedy than a horror.
Mm-hmm.
And not Freddy's Dead is the embodiment of comedy.
I agree. All right. So we also have Johnny Depp in his breakout role. To be fair, I wasn't 100% sure that it was him when I was watching this movie. I was like, is that Johnny Depp? It looks a lot like Johnny Depp, but I'm not 100% sure. And I never did look it up. And this just confirmed it for me. But thoughts on his performance?
I think he did a great job, honestly.
I think he did too.
I do love a fun fact about it is the fact that Johnny Depp never even came to audition for Glenn.
Really?
He never auditioned for the role. He was there because his buddy was actually trying to audition for Glenn.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And Johnny got the role instead.
That's hilarious. Oh, you want to be an actor? Here you go.
It's just the funniest thing is the fact that he did not intend to actually audition for the role, but he still got it regardless.
I find that funny. I find that very ironic.
It's just so funny. There's so many just small details about this franchise that is so weird. Like, it's funny because this is the New Line Cinema is a house that Freddy made, but there are so many like loose boards and stuff in this in the house because there's a lot of actors that say it was, pun intended, it was a nightmare when it came to the franchise because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that were causing issues. Hey, look, the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4 are the prime example. In 3, there's one girl who's able to pull people into the dream world with her. In the 4th one, that actor is no longer no longer the girl anymore. It's a completely different actor.
Huh.
Because I think it's because she was too introverted or something. And they were constantly having to redo her lines over and over and over, or something else. I can't remember. It's almost like with George's character from Back to the Future, with how many issues they had with him. Basically, the same thing was happening here in Nightmare on Elm Street. There was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that were causing a lot of issues. And it's not just one actor; it's just the whole production.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a literal pun. The fact that New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy made, but there's a lot of loose and creaky boards because of all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes that was causing a lot of issues during production.
You think there was any weak links in the cast?
You can easily make arguments for any of the characters, honestly, because some of these characters, this is their first time ever acting also.
Right.
Because I want to say this is Nancy's actor's first time ever acting for this role. I have no
idea.
And ever since then, she's grown into the roles that she needs to for each film and everything. So she's gotten better over time.
Okay.
I don't know about the other actors aside. Well, I'm going to exclude Johnny Depp because we already know how his life has progressed after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, all the other ones, I don't know. I know that some of them probably had a good career, and then probably some have not. That's just how it goes when it comes to doing this live work. So, for weak links, I don't know, honestly, because they did such good jobs. It's just mainly the line deliveries, really.
I guess I would put it like, which character was the weakest?
I said the guy that we can't remember.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna say too.
Because he had his moments, I will admit.
Yeah.
It's more so the fact that some of the deliveries kind of landed flat.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I didn't really like that character to begin with, so.
Just the way he was.
Yeah, just the way he was. But, talking about the theme specifically, the power of dreams, why is this scarier than real-life slashers?
Well, let's face it, the slasher genre was overdone at the time.
Well, then again, this was the third slasher ever made.
Yeah, I know.
So
I just like to say that, honestly. But let's face it, anytime you think of slasher, really, I think when we really didn't have the term slasher at the time. We did?
Back then they didn't.
That's what I was thinking. Is like back then
they didn't, but now we do.
To be fair, these were I don't think they would have literally called them slashers at this point.
They would just call them horror movies.
Yeah, but the reason why I say that at this time is because each one has only had one film. We have one film for Friday, one film for Halloween, one for Nightmare, and one for Texas Chainsaw.
Right.
Each one only had one film, and then went on to make more.
Right.
You really weren't expecting, if they were going to come back in any way afterwards. They were just one and done.
Right.
But at the same time, Freddy was made at the time after Halloween, Friday, and Texas. So all of them didn't have anything that really let's face it, made them stand out the most aside from like
Uh-huh.
aesthetic wise.
Right.
With Jason, his iconic hockey mask, Halloween, Michael, his
With his
mask.
mask.
That's really it, really, with Michael, aside from his jumpsuit.
Yeah, his mask, his jumpsuit, and then his weapon of choice.
Yeah. The first Friday, it was what? There was really nothing really to go off of with that one.
No, because the first Friday the 13th didn't really have to do with Jason, it had to do with his mother.
The only thing you really took from that weapon-wise would be
An axe.
axe or machete that was used at the end there.
Yeah.
Texas chainsaw.
That's why he uses a machete.
Oh,
because that's what
it was used on
decapitated his mother.
That would explain a lot.
That explains that. I was like, I just so happened to think about that.
Anyway. I didn't think about that either until you said.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, that's why he uses a machete through the rest of the movies. That makes a lot of sense.
Texas would be his chainsaw and his apron, butcher apron.
His butcher apron, and then his skin mask.
Yeah, his flesh skin mask.
And then, of course, with Freddy, you have his iconic hat and his hand.
His hand glove. And in Scream, you got the Scream mask and a chef's knife. Or some kind of knife. I think he uses the same knife as, no.
He uses the same knife as Michael.
He kind of uses a regular knife, really. And then...
Well, Michael does, too.
Well, I'm talking about,
he uses kitchen knife.
Michael uses, one... I think
it's a chef knife.
Scream uses, basically, just a regular knife.
Maybe.
That just has, the hilt and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But Freddy, I think, is more unique, in my opinion, because of the fact that he's attacking you... He's chasing and attacking you on a plane that's not accessible like the other ones are.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't have anything to do against him besides trying to trick your brain to saying that this isn't real.
Right.
Because he makes it hard not to believe it's real because the fact that he's able to manipulate this world entirely to his whim.
Mm-hmm.
And take you places wherever you want, take you to your house, take you to your school, everything, make you believe that you're in this spot, but you have no control over what he's doing.
Right.
Especially with the micro sleeps in Freddy vs. Jason. With the fact that some people start because of how long they've been awake, their brain is subconsciously doing power naps.
Uh-huh.
And he'll mess with you like that one girl flipped her nose off, broke her nose off and everything.
Yeah.
And then she woke up and then she still had her nose.
Yeah.
So it makes it more unique because it's using something that the brain is out of control of entirely.
Right.
Because at some point your body's going to shut down on you regardless of what your brain tells it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
While all the other ones, they just have to chase you till you're tired and you're not able to run anymore.
Right.
Or just catch you when you think you're safe, and then just drive an axe through the door into your head, or chainsaw or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on you basically thinking you're safe against a wall, a door, a window, and stuff like that. While Freddy, nothing is safe. He could pull the whole roof off your house if he wanted to because you fell asleep.
Right.
And then just pick you up and then chuck you across the world and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious now. If you dreamed and he threw you into the sun, does your body catch fire in the real world?
Yes.
Now I'm curious from that perspective in the real world.
You just burst into flames. Like the mother did.
Combustion.
She just burst into flames. Alright.
Well, she didn't bust into flames because he was on top of her.
Well, that's true, but...
So she wouldn't really bust into flames, and they were trying to put him out, but because of the fact that he was laying on her, basically holding her down, the flames were burning her, melted her flesh.
See, now, that's what confuses me. I'm like, why does she not fight back? Wake up and fight back? Like, was she immobilized?
Because she's drunk.
Was
Because
she?
remember, before Nancy went to sleep, her mom grabbed a bottle of alcohol from a closet in between the towels.
That's true, but I mean, even if you're drunk, you still fight something off.
Depends on if you're blackout drunk.
Oh, that's true too.
Because also she took medicine too with
That's
with
true.
the alcohol.
She could have overdosed.
That too. I didn't think about that. I was
But
looking
then
at...
again, if she did, wouldn't she have already been dead before Freddy got there?
Well, she may have still been alive, but it was only like...
Or maybe slowly
just
dying.
unconscious.
Yeah.
I think also Freddy's like trying to take one last person with them, because he can't get hold of Nancy, and she's the only one left.
Yeah.
So might as well get revenge on the person that lynched you in the first place.
Right.
Because Dad doesn't die until the 4th movie.
Oh, really?
It's either 3rd or 4th movie. The
Interesting.
Dad dies, actually.
Alright. So we will move to the fun segment. Popcorn Roulette.
Yay!
Yay! Nightmare Edition. So, 5 questions. 1. Would you survive a night against Freddy?
No, my luck, definitely not. I'm a
I
heavy
probably wouldn't
sleeper.
I probably wouldn't either.
I'm a heavy sleeper, and
Well, I'm a pretty light sleeper, but I know Freddy would probably get like a few scratches in. At least.
heck, I'm surprised. I have a loud alarm on my phone for
Right.
waking me up, where it literally is the charge up sound from Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
That thing shocks me awake every time. I don't know what it is. It just shocks me awake every time I hear it. But I think it's because my brain's correlating it with the sound from Cluby at work.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because it's so sudden, it shocks me awake. Because it immediately is like, crap, I need to send a clue. It's like, it annoys the piss out of me. But it
Yeah.
helps so well.
Alright. Number 2. Best Freddy one-liner from this film.
Just one?
Just one.
Crap.
Honestly, don't remember them enough to say.
To be fair, I'm pulling ones from other films.
Instead of this one.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have any, I guess.
To be fair, I do like the one-liner. This is God.
Yeah. This is God. Yeah, that's a good one.
I do like that one, honestly, because it's basically playing onto the fact that he is a demon, basically. And the fact that he is essentially playing God with your life.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is. It's the truth.
Yeah, so I think it fits him very well, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, number 3. Would you rather face Freddy in dreams or Jason in real life? Neither of them are good, but...
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd rather have Jason.
I'd rather have Jason too. At least you could run from him.
No, the money's saying at least Jason will make it quick and painless,
Well, that's true.
depending on how he does it.
Yeah.
Freddy, he's gonna make it slow and painful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because let's face it, Glenn's death is gonna hurt like hell.
Well, no, it would be quick and painless.
I'm talking about when it first starts, though.
Oh, when it first starts, yeah.
That's gonna hurt. At
Yeah.
least with Jason, when you chop your head off, you're not gonna feel it
No.
because because of how fast he does it.
But then again, we don't know what Freddy is doing to Glenn when he pulls him into his bed.
That's what I'm also saying is because the fact that we don't know what he's doing, but at the same time, you gotta think that hurts because
We know he gets put in a blender, but
you can hear him screaming when he's getting pulled in and everything. It's just that you don't hear anything once the blood geyser happens.
Yeah.
All you hear is the scream of the mother when she walks in.
Right.
So I'd rather deal with Jason because at least he's gonna make it painless.
Yeah.
Because I ain't surviving either of them. I at least know I'm gonna go out fast with him, and not go slow and painful with Freddy.
Yeah.
He's
That's
gonna
true.
make it. He's gonna make it torture.
That's true. All right, number 4. Which Elm Street kill would you least want to experience?
Blood geyser.
Blood geyser? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to experience any of them, but that's besides the point.
Wait, crap! I just realized. Then I just made insinuated that I do want the Tina one. Crap.
That's why I said I don't want to really experience any of them.
That'd be kind of funny, also, be thrown around like a rag doll.
But then again, the least brutal one would be him hanging the dude. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you got 3 different types of kills. You got being thrown around the room. You got
scratched.
Being hung.
Then being hanged, and then blood geyser.
Blood geyser.
And then being
basically
burnt to death.
Yeah, being
and sucked
burnt
into
to
a
death
bed.
and it's suffocated.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got 4 different deaths. None of them sound good, aside from which. They all sound pretty bad.
They do.
Because you're suffering either way. We're still unknown about the blood geyser.
Yeah, we don't really know what happened to that death.
So you still have 3 of them that's going to take a good bit.
Well, the hanging could be pretty quick, though. If it's done correctly.
Not in this way, because you are slowly losing oxygen. This isn't one where they do in the old days where they drop the floor out from under you so it breaks your neck at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole reason the trap door underneath you is to break your neck. That way you also you get a
so it's
faster
like a
death.
Force, yeah.
Yeah, it's a faster death. That way you're not just sitting there suffocating to death.
Yeah.
That's why they also have the guillotine and everything, quick and painless.
Mm-hmm.
I will get that some tortures kill, like executions. My bad. Executions. They make it go fast.
Mm-hmm.
I will give it credit. Even though it seems like it's going to be torture, but no, it's a fast and painless.
Just get rid of them.
Yeah, it's just that it's going to be slow for your body to catch up to it.
Yeah.
You're already gone, but it's your body that's slowly shutting down during it.
Yeah.
Like
that's why you have those post-mortem movements a lot of the time. Like you see that especially with animal meat. If you touch it a certain way, it'll move.
Oh, like the fish meat?
Yeah, like the fish. Or if you look at I think it's cow meat or something. Something that's really lean.
Oh yeah, the enzymes.
Yeah, the enzymes in it. Yeah, will move.
They'll still be moving around.
Yeah.
Which is very cool, actually.
Or the chicken with its head cut off.
That's terrifying, honestly. How of that actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a neat little thing, but at the same time, it's like...
Or the dog with no head. Have you seen that? The dog with no head?
Oh, where they brought back just the dog's head and that's it?
No, it's a dog that's alive, but it doesn't have a head.
Oh, I've seen a completely different thing where they actually brought back a dog's head only. No body attached to it.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Recirculating blood to the brain and everything.
Uh-huh.
It's terrifying.
I've also seen somebody manipulate a spider.
I've seen that.
Where you just take a little straw and you put it in its body and you blow air into it, it'll move the legs. It's weird.
That's cool.
It's weird. But anyway.
Yeah, you don't really have that many you don't really have a choice when it comes to it. It's just that one's the only one that's unknown. So we don't know what the heck's going on. Right. The last one of the film, you're basically being burned and suffocating due to carbon dioxide.
Well, actually, she technically just burned to death, and then Freddy just took her body into the dream world.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say is because you're burning the flesh, but you're still going to feel that and everything.
Yeah.
But because he's on top of you, and they're also pulling out the fire and everything, that's trapping the smoke and everything under.
Yeah.
So you're also suffocating at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it's burning up all the oxygen.
Right.
So you're suffocating the person at the same time of burning them.
Right.
So it's like, would that be going fast, or is that still torturous because you're technically being killed 2 ways at the same time?
Yes.
It's like the old question: would you rather burn to death or drown to death?
Yes.
Which one's or being froze to death or burned to death? My bad.
Yeah. Okay. This one's pretty obvious, but number 5. Sequel or remake, which do you recommend to new viewers? This is a kind of a dumb question, but...
Neither.
What, you wouldn't recommend this movie?
The trequel.
The trequel?
The third movie, not the
third
sequel. Not the sequel.
You would recommend the third movie, then?
Not the sequel. That one's a weird one. And does
so you
not
wouldn't recommend this one?
Huh?
You wouldn't recommend this one?
Oh, well, you said the sequel or the remake.
Oh, it did say sequel or remake.
Yeah, you said sequel or remake. That's why I said neither, because
okay,
the second one, it does not follow the rules of the first
that.
one, and the remake, the phrase now pedophile.
Yeah, that's true. So neither of them are good, but that's besides the point.
I mean, like I was saying before the recording, I give props to the remake for doing stuff differently and everything. It's just that you can't really get behind that phrase because of the fact that they made him a pedophile entirely.
Yeah.
And not a child killer.
Right.
Which is not better or anything. I will say this. It's just that it's kind of hard to root for a killer in these slasher films when they have that attached to them.
Yeah. That's true.
It's kind of hard to get behind. Though, I wish they'd done it differently.
Yeah. Because
the fact that it sets up in the movie that it could be that they were wrong about him being a pedophile and that he was trying to kill the kids for lying and not for telling the truth. Yeah. But then they decide, no, we're going to throw the photos of Nancy also as a kid in there to make sure that we get across he is in fact a pedophile. And it's like, crap, why didn't y'all do that? Y'all shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should have gone with the first one. They shouldn't have gone with doubling down on the fact that he is.
Right.
Because I think it would have been better. I think it would have been a cooler way of doing it for him if it was the fact that he was going after him for revenge for lying about him. It would have been a whole lot better of a story for this Freddy. But no, they had to double down on that.
They did. Yep.
And that's why we have no more Nightmare on Elm Street films. But then again, I think because Wes Craven also took back the rights, and now that he's passed away, his family, it's a little bit of a fighting battle trying to get the rights. Yeah. And trying to figure out what to do with Freddy now. Because we're definitely not getting any more Robert Englund, sadly.
Unfortunately.
Because he's not able to do the role anymore due to his age.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so to wrap up things, final popcorn ratings out of 5. What would you rate this movie?
8.
I said out of 5.
Crap. 4.
4? I could go with a 4. Yeah, I'd give it a 4. Would you?
It shows that it has room for improvement.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you have to think this movie was made in 84.
84, and was the first 84? Ever idea for this.
So there's always room for improvement with this.
I think the third movie really picks it up, honestly, and does a good job.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to horror newcomers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do. That way they can experience all versions of those slasher films from Bubba to Jason to Michael and then Freddy along with Ghostface.
I agree.
I don't know why I kept blanking on Ghostface. I just kept calling him Scream.
Scream. I mean, he does have a scream face.
Yeah.
His face is scream.
I just kept calling him by the movie. It's like calling the characters from Final Destination. Final Destination 1, Final Destination 2.
Thing 1 and Thing 2.
I was gonna say it'll be funny if they did the number of Final Destination movies off of the main characters from the very first film. But no, there's 6 films and there's only 4 people.
That would have been better.
Or sorry, 5. So They technically will have already had it if they didn't do Bloodlines.
Yeah, that's true. That's a wrap on today's episode of Popcorn Unscripted. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. New episodes drop every Monday and Friday, so be sure to tune in. Until next time, keep your popcorn close and your movie critiques closer. Thanks for listening to Popcorn Unscripted.